not sure how or why I got this stupid cold. Okay, it's not a cold, it's a sore throat, okay? Because
sparked with warning. It won't. Tom clenched his knuckles. He never wanted to go to another hanging as long as he lived. Good. A thin wail wound up the stairs. She gave another sigh. I must see to your little brother. Now finish your broth. Then into bed, placing the candle in the holder on the stool by his bed. She looked back through the window one last time, then slipped out. After feeding a few of his left-over crumbs to Jago, Tom slid the lid back over the box. He lay down and waited, listening for the ring of his father's footsteps on the cobbles, page 9. Be assured of that. Page 10. A black-hooded figure stumbled out of the shadows. Tom stifled a gasp. As the figure drew closer, the edges of his cloak parted and a flash of gold sparked in the candlelight. Heart-pounding, Tom leant Tom, is that you? He pulled back quickly and ducked, but not before he caught a glimpse of the stranger's sunken cheeks and bloodless lips. And his eyes, jet black and full of fear, the eyes of a man used to looking over his shoulder, a man on the run. Page 11. He jumped out of bed and tiptoed downstairs in the half-light, praying he'd gone. He was about to poke his head round the door of the main room when a clip-clop of hooves sounded outside. He dashed to the front door and yanked it open. His father stood there, dressed in his riding cloak and boots. Open mouth. I've said too much. Now go inside and comfort your mother. When will you be back? Before nightfall, I hope. Don't go. Tom flung his arms round him. He pressed his cheek tight against his father's cloak, breathing in the familiar smell of sheep's taught by my mom whilst a lacrosse game. At first, I wasn't going to tell my parents. I tend to keep them happy, get good grades, come home by curfew and not angst publicly about my problems, because as soon as I tell them one tiny thing about what's going on, they act like it's an earthquake. They can't bear when I'm unhappy. They try and fix it, they'd line. Have you been eating? My mother said, as if a light bulb had gone on in her head. Are you worried about your weight? I don't know, I said. No. Do you count your calories all the time and think your thighs are fat? Because I saw you drinking a Diet Coke the other day. Said my mother, standing up and bringing her plate over to the phone. You have to see someone about this. It was no use arguing. That woman is a whirlwind when she gets cranked up. She made Megan's mother, Sally Flack, who's a doctor and lives down the block from the limit. More than 5 dogs and forfeit your right to call yourself entirely sane. Even if the dogs are small, my mother drove me to Dr. Z's office on Thursday afternoon. We were early, and she let me drive around the parking lot since I just got my learner's permit. But that turned out to be a bad thing to do right before you go in. Page 8. Thank God she let me keep my bra on. No way was I showing my boobs to the mother of my carpool driver. To see your very first shrink and when you're in.
Hey guys, so it is freezing.